How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and today we're taking a break from working on the Supra. We got the motor out, we got the engine bay mostly taken care of. If you haven't seen those videos, go check them out. Today though, we're working on the S650. We got our first part for this car. We're fixing something that needs to be fixed right out of the gates, and that's the ride height. It's disgusting like this. Rule number one, when you buy a new car, what you have to do is go to bmr.com and see if they have anything to fix your ride height, because that is disgusting. That being said, if you're shopping at BMR, make sure to use discount code Peacock7 when checking out to save money. You don't have to have a Mustang, anything BMR related, Peacock7. Use the code, don't forget it, get it tattooed in your arm. Don't forget it, Peacock7. Remember, Mammy, what's the code? She said, suck my balls. I hope you don't have any. I think what she meant to say was Peacock7. Anyways, let's go unbox what we got, and then let's start tossing them in. I've never worked on an S650, or really an S550. I think we did Brian's lowering springs. If it's anything like an S550, we'll be okay. We also went ahead and got the car tinted before anything else, because honestly, driving around in a fishbowl is just embarrassing. Big shout out to FSS Motorsports for setting up this car right. Got the perfect amount of tint all the way around to have a nice sporty look, but doesn't completely destroy your visibility. And this ceramic tint that they installed honestly makes me want to redo every single car I have with this stuff, because the visibility is insane. The front windshield, we did 55%, and it doesn't even seem like it got tinted. Sides, we did 20%, and then the rear and the quarter windows, we did limo. Big shout out. I will link them down below. All right, here we go. BMR suspension. I'm betting they're red because it seems to be their color. Watch your hand. Don't want to slice you.
It's Christmas.
It is Christmas for us. Ooh. Hopefully there's instructions.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Ooh, they use some goodies at the bottom. Let me see.
Oh yeah, they're red. Oh baby. So this will actually add 5 horsepower because it's red.
Yep.
I'm guessing that's a that might be the front. That might be the front. I know on my S197 the wider ones are up front, and then the skinny ones are in the rear, like that. So there we go. So yeah, this is their handling package. We didn't get a drag package because we're not drag racing. I already have a drag racing Mustang, so don't need a drag pack. Don't need drag racing springs. This is for the track, so that way when I take this to the track, she can come out and have some fun. So we'll keep digging through this, and we'll look for instructions. Oh, you got some stickers. Shout out BMR, Peacock7, discount code. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna open these up, and then I'm gonna start tearing her car apart. I believe, like I said, the wider ones are up front, but we'll also know once we take apart her suspension, they'll pretty much match. So we just gotta see, but I'm not really looking forward to tearing apart a brand new car. All right, so I already broke the front wheel lugs loose. I'm actually really surprised they weren't just good on there to like infinity. Actually came off really smooth. We're gonna do the fronts first, and then we'll do the rears. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna show you guys that you could have zero knowledge and make it work. Yeah, we need it off the floor. Keep going.
She's going up pretty high.
She ain't going up that high. Come on.
Too high for comfort.
Chop, chop. She's chalked off. You're safe. You're good to go. Come on. We need this off the floor. Come on, chop, chop.
Break this shit.
You're lifting thousands of pounds. You're good. All right, this is killing me. Let me do it. All right, so taking our first look. It's very similar to an S197. We have a sway bar end link. I already started undoing the ABS. There's our spring right here. That little bad boy still has the tag on it, so she's coming out real nice. And then we got what, a couple 15s or 14s up here, and then like a couple 21s, maybe 22s. Should be pretty easy. You think you got this handled? You think you got this covered? You're okay with filming on your camera, but once I start filming, all of a sudden. All right, anyways, yeah, let me just start ripping this thing apart. It's just surface rust. I mean, you can take a wire wheel to it, or you put a little dab of anti-seize right there. That works too. All right, so to make my life easier, I took off the brakes, made it so I can access these bolts very easily. We have one more to go. I got everything else off, it looks like, so after I break this loose. All right, got this one out. Had a little bit of trouble removing the actual bolts themselves because they have ridges that kind of lock them in. So just don't try to twist this end. It will not spin. Luckily, I didn't. As you can see, it is nice and pristine still. So just lightly tap them out and you'll be good to go. So it looks like I'm correct. The wider, more spaced out spring goes up front, and then the tighter coils go in the back, but I'll double check as well with BMR. All right, so after finding the correct tools, I got the first one apart. I had to use this pass-through socket because you have to be able to tighten that nut, and it seems like the only way possible. I had to do the same thing on the Subi, so it's very similar to a Subi setup. You also have to cut your bump stop. I cut mine to what it said in the instructions, 1 7/8. It took off a good chunk of it, so we're gonna slap this back together, put on the new screen, and then the new spring, and then this side will be complete. So here's what it'll look like when it's done. Just things I do, I'm sure you're supposed to, but make sure you line up where the spring ends and stuff, and make sure when you're compressing it with a spring compressor, you're doing it evenly. You don't want to mess shit up. I don't know if it will, but it makes things a lot easier. Anyways, looks good. The stock spring is right here, and obviously this is compressed already because we put it into the strut, but it out of the box was longer. So I wish I didn't put it on so I could show you guys, but this will definitely lower down the car, and yeah, let's get this bad boy put in. All right, the fronts are in. I'm not gonna reveal it yet. I want the car to be nice and clean and daylight out when we do that. I'm gonna do the rears. I'm looking at the manual. I've never done IRS rear springs before, so the manual is very helpful for this, but I'll try to record my process as we go. First things first, we gotta break loose the wheels and jack up the car. So I wish I could sit here and say, hey, the car's done, it looks great, but car's not done. I can't finish it here today. In order to do the rear, to make your life a lot easier, you need a lift. Like, you need to drop the subframe. I can't imagine dropping the lower control arm and managing to get it back in. I just can't picture that. So I got pretty close, but there's a bolt back there. You see that little sucker? There's no way to access that. That side is welded on. That nut right there, the black nut, welded on. There's no way to get back there. So I have absolutely no idea. Like, I took off more shit than I had to, and I was scared I couldn't put it back together. So I got it back together. I texted my boy Hugo, who works at Novaro, and I'm gonna go there on Monday, and we're gonna just drop the subframe on his lift and then toss them in and call it a day. So until then, okay, so it's been a few days and we finally tossed on the springs, but we didn't stop there. I went ahead and tossed something else on the car just to make it not look so basic. Anyways, let's go ahead and check it out. Perfect. So here she is, all said and done for now. Okay, before you guys start throwing pitchforks my way, these are wheels I had laying around. I didn't go and pick this set out for this car. They just happen to fit and look pretty dang good. So these are actually the old Supra wheels. In the back, they have the ET Street SS. And as you can see, it's not a new tire. This is rubbing from the Supra, not this. So, but again, it just happened to fit literally perfect. Like, that is as perfect as can be. And if things are that perfect, like, why are we going to change it? And then the fronts, these are from the Subaru. I did have to go get tires because the Subaru side profile was not tall enough. But this matches. We have two 75s in the rear, two 75s up front with a slightly shorter sidewall. In the future, when we're actually ready to take it to the track, we're going to change out the rears, but that won't happen for quite some time. And with the BMR lowering springs, the car is sitting nice and low. It looks so much nicer. I wasn't going for 18s at first, but for a track wheel, I mean, these 18s just kind of make sense. Now, like I previously said, these aren't the wheels for the car that we're going to keep. These are just going to be our beater wheels, our track day wheels. These are just going to be up until we get the actual set of wheels. This isn't them, so don't sit here and be like, oh, Drew really just threw ESRs on his car again. First of all, this isn't my car. Second of all, they look good, so quit hating. They're lighter than Gramolites. They have a knurled edge. They're strong. They're rotary forged. These aren't cast wheels. These are rotary forged wheels. Just because you don't like the badge on it, and that's only people's gripe, doesn't mean it's a bad wheel. It's funny because it just happened to work out that both Mustangs that we have in the flock, they both have ESRs. One of them has ESR bead blocks and 3-piece wheels, and the other one has some Apex series rotary forged ESRs. And it just looks fucking amazing. So next time we take the car out, we'll go ahead and take it to the canyon and actually see just what these tires and these lowering springs can do. This is BMR's handling package after all. These are their handling springs. So we'll have to see just how well they handle compared to stock. On Mammy's channel, we did take it to the canyon already, and stock it did pretty good. A little scary with those stock 255 tires, but with these summer tires, it should be just grippy as hell. Just like that trash ass J. Cole song, but we don't need to talk about that. Anyways, I'm happy with how it looks. I think the car looks good. Mammy likes it, which is most important of all. This is her car at the end of the day, so I'm sure she's just happy that we found some wheels that fit lying around, so she doesn't have to shell out right away for some wheels, because stock wheels lowered just didn't look good. But this fitment, oh, it's perfect. It's as perfect as it can be. We were dead ass gonna run spacers up until we got the actual set of wheels, but I think this is a nice middle ground. And like I said before, now we have a track set of wheels, and then once we get the show car wheels or the bigger, heavier wheels, that'll be good for car meets and cars and coffee. But this is something where if we go off track, if we smack a curb, it's not the end of the world. No shade at ESR, obviously. It's just not a $1,000 wheel, which is great for a track car. I haven't even looked yet, but let's see what the booty looks like. Let's see what the cake looks like underneath. Oh, baby. Oh, she thick. She thick. That looks great. Oh, that looks so great. We'll have to see what this thing puts down at the 8th mile, since that's all that SoCal has around here. We'll see what it does. A stock 10-speed with wheels and springs. We'll see what it does. And then once we get the exhaust and some other performance parts, then we can retest it and see just how much we've improved it. But anyways, for today, the wheels are done, the lowering springs are done, the tint is done, the car is dirty. It was washed, but a gardener came and did his gardening. But I'm super happy with everything. Mammy is too. She's at work right now with her Lexus. I love it. And I'm kind of jealous of her because it's so nice to drive as is. Anyways, big shout out to BMR. Remember, Peacock 7, use it at checkout, save money. Everyone likes saving money. Peacock 7, use it at checkout. Big shout out to FSS Motorsports. Thank you. The tint looks great. Guys, if you're in the SoCal area looking for tint, don't go anywhere else. Don't waste your time. FSS. He pushed me to what this car needed. Mammy wanted limo all the way around. This is way better. 55 up front, 20 on the sides, limo in the rear. It is perfect. It is nice and cool. It is quality tint. It is not peeling off. FSS Motorsports. I'll link them down below. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys for today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, let me know down below. Subscribe. And until next video, peace.